Fall 2026. We have beer. Do you?
Yeah.
As we get older, the more enthusiastic we get. Hey.
So I rang in the new year with bronchitis. I still have bronchitis, and sometimes my voice cuts out. Okay. So if my voice suddenly cuts out, that's why.
It's okay. Lily will take on your role. She's
okay.
Ready. Do you like beer? Do you like beer? All right. Well, the beer today that we're ringing in the new year with.
And we can all have the same beer for
right.
the first time in forever.
So this is from 4 Mile Brew Pub. It is called Chainsaw. It is a double dry hopped double IPA, a hazy double IPA. And I got to say, it's actually got.
It looks ultra 80s
I think it's
film.
70s slasher. Yeah, totally. Because it's got a shark fin. So
yeah.
We brew with the best. Okay, we are a family-owned brew pub that focuses on all things beer. So there's really nothing about this beer, except it contains barley, oats, wheat, and hops. And
now I will say,
brewed in 09-23. So
September. So Shane, we bought this, I think around Halloweenish.
Yes, we did.
Right.
It was.
So what we did is Shane and I, we get together a few times a year, and we went to the store. We bought beer, and while he was staying at his parents' place, and then forgot them at his parents' place. So now he has them. So now we can drink them. But these beers are now, Halloweenish old.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Right.
Finally got this can open. Who's pouring over there?
I was just posting a link to our YouTube on Facebook, since Facebook hates us now. So
think you think?
Oh,
definitely
wow.
hazy.
That smells amazing. The aromatic experience is fabulous.
And this comes in at 8.2%. So
that is very hazy.
It's
You want to smell?
rosiny.
Very.
That is that's very good. I enjoy that.
Now, I am biased. I am a former 4 Mile employee before they started brewing beer. But I think they did a fine job. This is it's not overly sweet. It doesn't finish with anything that sort of leaves a kind of a
stench.
Yeah, it's bright and it's dense, and it's like saturation of resinous,
I find a lot of hazy IPAs tend to be kind of watery.
Yeah, watery and or overly like fruit juice.
Yeah. But I mean, they look better than they actually have taste and the mouth.
This is dense, isn't it?
This is dense. This looks great and tastes great. Everything about it is great. Yeah, they hit the nail with this one. 4 Mile product is difficult to find on store shelves. you typically have to go to the pub and get like
Yeah.
a growler fill or you drink something there.
Mm.
Um,
I'm assuming they still have a liquor store also or two
as far as
around.
I'm aware,
Yeah.
I haven't been there in a long time, but
The last time I talked to Adrian and Gray, it seemed like they were also moving into being a dispensary.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty par for the course. My
Yeah.
one of my kids works at a private liquor establishment, and apparently they're going to get into dispensary as well.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it makes it a one-stop shop. People who want to drink beer, they might maybe going to want to smoke a little weed. Could be.
Yeah. Although apparently, my son was telling me that they're not going to do it in the same house.
Yeah, no, I think there are rules preventing that. Yeah, you got to separate the businesses out, and that makes sense. You know, regulatory reasons and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're right next door to each other, then you know.
Well,
I guess that makes sense.
I think that it is worth raising a glass right now to the demise of Moody Ales and Company in Port Moody.
Oh,
they closed in their last day was December 14th.
Okay.
So we mourn their loss.
They produce some good beer.
They did. I just had some the other day because somebody brought them over. And it made me sad to see that there was still some available, obviously.
Yeah. So until their stock runs out, then
that'll be it.
Yeah, and I found that kind of surprising because they were, like there's some craft brewers who are kind of small, and if they go, you're kind of like, okay, I can kind of see it. Even if they produce really good stuff, they're small. Moody, I don't think was small. Like their stuff was pretty like far-reaching.
So here are the other closures for 2025 in Canada, specifically in BC. Another beer company in New West closed in May. Bricklayer Brewing from Chilliwack closed in January last year. Cowdog Brew Company, they closed in June.
Yeah.
House of Funk closed in September.
What?
House of Funk is gone. Although the brand continues at its coffee bar location in House of Lager in Squamish.
Okay. House of Funk made some good stuff.
Yeah, we've had them on the show. Lake Country Brewing closed in January. Three Ranges Brewing, which I don't know that one.
No, I don't either.
Closed last year. Vice and Virtue in Kelowna also closed at the beginning of 2025. And that's about it. A lot of them. There's also a lot of companies that sort of restructured and became other things. So there was some of that going on. But that doesn't seem like as many as before. Like the previous year, there were like twice as many closures from what I remember.
Well, how many started?
Good point. That's
probably none.
Let me see.
I mean, in years past, you would see some close, but you would see others open. This year, I bet you all you saw was closures.
Let's see. The total number. What's in this beer? The total number of breweries in Canada grew from 1,188 to 1,248, so an increase of 60. But then, of course, that doesn't take into account the ones that closed. So yeah.
But that's just that's Canada, right?
That's Canada-wide, yeah. I'm not in BC. Might be a totally different story. But only 37% of craft breweries were profitable in 2025.
And that's not a shock.
So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens to the whole, like the entire industry over the next 5 years or so. But what did we all do for our holidays this year? What we took some time. We visited. What are they called? Families or whatever. What did you guys end up doing?
I played a game called Codenames.
Very good.
Which is an interesting experience. It's sort of like somewhere between the old game Mastermind and that scene in Ghostbusters where they've got the cards out and it's sort of like, what do you see? You know? But it's really what you're doing is you're trying to trigger other people's responses to identify cards on a board. And sometimes they're with pictures and sometimes they are just words. And so you need to find a way to use a single word to identify the cards on the board. And then you're allowed to say how many instances that you see relating to that word on the board.
Okay.
And then your partner needs to guess them. And it's competitive. So you got two sets of partners playing off against each other, right? It's a pretty cool game. It's a little like Pictionary in a way, you know.
Okay. Alan, what did you do?
Well, let's see here. I visited with my sister and my nephew, who were both sick. And then I got sick. Then my wife got sick, my mom got sick, and my kids got sick. I visited my in-laws, which I don't get to see all that much anymore. And visited with Shane when Shane came over to visit his family. That was before I got sick, and and that's about it. Went to work. Got some beers for Christmas.
What did you get?
You know what? I got a Phillips Longboat, which is their chocolate porter, which I haven't had in probably since before we started doing the podcast. So I probably haven't had it in about 10 years, but before we started doing the podcast, it was kind of one of my favorite beers. So I should probably dive into that sometime soon. Yeah,
I got one as well, and I think I drank it. I shared it, though. I didn't drink it all myself, but I did share it at some point. I mean, for me...
Gratitude from Hoyne.
Oh, nice.
And I got another one as well. Oh, the Winter Ale from...
Granville Island?
No, not Granville Island. Oh my gosh. It's not Stanley Park.
Is it a Vancouver-based brewery?
Yes.
Who makes Winter Ale? I'm not sure, to be honest.
Just a second. I'll find it.
Is there a thing
I think it's a chocolate orange flavored.
Oh wow. Okay, that's totally not the one I was thinking of.
Orange beer.
Chocolate and orange, I could go for in a beer.
Especially in cold.
Whistler.
Oh, Whistler Brewery. Oh, okay.
It's Whistler. It's their winter.
Dunkel, I bet.
Yeah.
Okay. There's probably some of that still hanging around because I'd be very curious to have some. I mean, the thing that actually fascinated me about the holidays was people getting sick constantly, which is always a thing during the holidays. But I was sitting there when I first, a few days after I'd arrived at my parents' home, I discovered that oh my god, my brain, that my niece was ill and had been, and my sister got sick, and I was thinking, oh, okay, here it comes, I'm gonna get sick too, and I somehow avoided it, even with holding on to my niece and her coughing into my mouth and onto my face. And I thought, that's it, I'm done. But knock on wood, I seem to have been resilient enough to survive so far.
Well, and I'm kind of shocked actually, because you and I went to the pub your last night in town, and literally, and actually, I didn't say anything, but while we were sitting there, my throat started to get sore. And I was like, okay, is it the alcohol that's doing this or whatever? And no, the next day I was dying.
Well, I hope that it continues. I mean, it is just one of those situations where everyone's, I mean, I've gone, visiting family, and I've been sick like the first day I'm there, for like a few days, and then I recover. But this time I was certain I was going to be, like, I was going to wake up and go, all right, that's it. I'm going to now fall down and die. But but it just seems to be the way. Drink beer, hang with friends, hang with family, get sick.
Yeah. So, Locke, what are you doing in the West Coast?
Sorry, we should what?
What are you doing on the West Coast?
I didn't get my travel plans in order in time to do something over the holidays, and so I figured that before the season in operations, at least with the business I'm in, starts again, which is like April. I figured, let's take this moment and try to put some time in, see some people, have some West Coast time.
Cool.
Yeah. I need me my West Coast time, man.
I don't doubt it. I wish I was there with you guys.
Me too.
I may attempt a trip over to the island. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah. All good.
As long as no one gets sick.
Yeah.
Well, get better first. I guess maybe it's probably a good idea, but
I still have some Santa Sack, Grinch, and a Herminator. Who am I?
Ooh.
I wonder. There's this guy I know.
Why is the floor all wet, Todd?
What
I stocked up on Herminators.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I do. I buy a bunch of Herminators, and then I let them sit for a year. And then the next year I buy a bunch more, and I drink the ones that I bought the year before. So my Herminators are always aged a year when I go to drink them. So I still have 10 Herminators from last year.
Oh, wow.
And I've got 12 Herminators for this year. So
okay, so you got a full sort of cycle going. Like you replace out do you have a sort of an off-ramp shelf where you pick one from each
God,
year
I wish I did. No, I just throw them somewhere, and I actually will write on not on each can, but on the little plastic thing that holds the cans together. Yeah. I'll write on there what year they are, just so I don't get them mixed up. It does make a difference.
It is true. Like it becomes less sharp, I find.
Yes, it's definitely smoother if you wait. And I also have a Santa Sack still, which hasn't been drunk just because I have been sick and have been drinking NyQuil.
I gotta say, I really particularly enjoy that one. What was that?
Enjoy which one?
The Santa Sack. Like I remember drinking it years back, and then for the past, probably the pandemic years, I didn't really have any, but had one. Yes, I'll tell this story in a little bit. Doing it with the 2024 eggnog liqueur. So the I don't know. There was just something really good about it this year. Like I don't know what it was about the Santa Sack beer, but it just was. I wanted more.
What kind of beer was it?
Santa's sack. Actually, you can find a picture for those watching here.
Now, what I was going to ask you about, Alan, is have you ever heard the Cater song, Give Me NyQuil All Night Long?
No.
Okay, we may want to see if we can pull that up. That might be helpful. Just a quick clip of it.
NyQuil is amazing.
Yeah. So they say in the song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Comes from
What's it called, sir?
Oh, Give Me NyQuil All Night Long. Cater, EC8OR.
This one?
Yeah, there we go. Don't know if they've got a video for it, but yeah.
Let's see if there is one. Actually, I'll search. Talk amongst yourselves while I try and figure this out.
Yeah. Anyway, so the Santa Sack, what kind of beer was that?
I don't know if I really know. It's a very spicy kind of beer. It tastes like Christmas.
Tastes like Christmas how? Like plum pudding or?
No, I would say it tastes. There's like nutmeg in it.
Oh.
You know what? I have one right here. Talk amongst yourselves. Or talk amongst yourself.
What the hell am I watching here? All right, well, let us enjoy whatever.
We just got to hear the chorus, really. But
here we go. Give me NyQuil all night long.
Okay.
I can't hear it.
There's a NyQuil song.
Oh, wait a minute. Sorry.
You know what I need, what I want, what I need, what I don't, what I did, what I take. You know what I need, what I want, what I need, what I want, what I need, what I get, what I take. You know what I need, what I want, what I need, what I get,
I can't do it.
I can hear it.
You can hear it? I can't hear it. What the hell? Oh, there we go.
Give me NyQuil all night long. Give me NyQuil all night long. Give me NyQuil all night long.
Okay, well, there you go. What the hell did I just hear?
yeah, so like late 90s counterculture, there was a thing, another expression for it was getting tussed, as in Robitussin. But what it was people who would get fucked up by taking massive amounts of cough medicine.
Right.
Good Lord.
And I've done that before.
It was big amongst the sort of the punkier end of the dance scene.
So there was about 10 years ago, the wife and I were going to Vegas for a vacation. And I had a really bad cold for about a week before we were going to go. And I still had it the morning that we were going to leave. And I was still like hacking and coughing. And I didn't want to do this on the flight. So we're just going out the door. And I had a bottle of Robitussin or whatever it was. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to take some just before we go out the door. I didn't have the little cup to measure a dosage or anything. So I just took a couple of swigs and hoping that I got enough. Well, I did get enough. In fact, I got more than enough. Man, I was high as a kite after that. I don't know how much I drank. I must have had more than what I should have. But yeah, I was like, ooh, I was really loopy. But I didn't cough.
At least you didn't
there you go. There you go.
I mean, it's right on the
See,
bottle.
it works.
Yeah. So the Santa Sack is a golden strong ale.
Okay.
Whatever that means.
Huh. No, already I'm thinking it's like maybe like in a Danish style or something.
Yeah, so here's a beer bowl. Here's a beer full of Santa's treats with aromatic notes of fruit, spice, pepper from the Belgian yeast, the clean bitterness from German hops, roundness from the malt. This beer is quite a treat. At 10% ABV, Santa's Sack has enough kick to keep Santa going through the night. It is a good beer.
Yeah, I'm just reflecting on the movie Bad Santa right now, and the name Santa's Sack.
Yeah,
10%.
yeah, it'll mess you up. Yeah, it's got strong nutmeg flavoring in it, other spices.
They also do the Grinch beer, right?
They also do the Grinch, but the Grinch it's not as good as a Santa Sack. I mean, it's a fine beer for what it is, but Santa Sack is special.
I'm trying to find some information about the about their seasonal beers, but it looks like they've already removed them from the website.
Well, I don't think they ever had them on there.
No? Oh, that's
No.
good.
Now, I don't know if you can still get Santa Sack, so it might be worth trying to get one so that Locke can try it.
Mm.
Beer searching immediately. So, of all the seasonal beers that we've ever had, we have kind of this bar to cross with Herminator.
Yeah.
The Grinch is only 6. Okay. God, they're really strong beer, aren't they? But what did you guys do for or get for loot this year? You got beer for Christmas, right?
Yeah, among a couple other things. Yeah.
And what did you get beer wise? If anything?
I think I don't know if I got anything specifically beer wise, but I think that there were probably occasions where I went out to dinner where there was some beer involved.
Right.
Yeah, and there's a place in Toronto called Make Ends Meet that has a downstairs Belgian pub called The Idiot that has an awesome beer list. That coupled with kind of some of the most impressive moule frites I've had, like just about anywhere. Their whole menu's good. Like like you can't miss. And what did I have? Let me see. What didn't I have? Certainly, I remember Delirium Tremens. I remember Delirium Red, which I hadn't had before. Not as high alcohol, more of a almost headed toward. I don't know if it's an actual creek. Actually, and then there was one that there were a few that were ones that I was unfamiliar with, but Chimay Blue stood out. Yeah, so all of these on tap, which is sort of great. Yeah, so to the degree that I got beer for Christmas, that was the context it was in.
Cool. Did you guys check out any movies?
Right. So let me see. Nothing in the theaters.
But
I watched this thing called Chopper, and it was sort of a produced, I think, by a television company, but it was more of a sort of a movie of the week type of a thing.
Right.
And what it is the story of there was a criminal in Australia who published his memoirs. And it was an attempt to dramatize his story. And it was pretty entertaining. I liked it a lot. Chopper.
Did any of you guys watch Violent Night?
No. What's that?
It was on Netflix. It's kind of funny. It's got what's his name? David Harbour from Stranger Things.
Okay.
And John Leguizamo. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. And what's her face? The mom from the National Lampoon's Vacation movies.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, it's basically Die Hard, where instead of John McClane saving the day, it's Santa.
Okay.
He's like a kick-ass, like take no prisoners action star. Yeah. It's funny.
That sounds kind of awesome.
Yeah.
What for the films that I watched this year, I actually rewatched Violent Night.
That's what we were just talking about.
Was that the one you were just talking about? Sorry, I was not paying attention. But yeah, because some of my neighbors are in it, which is hilarious. So I got a demonstration of. There's the scene where that blonde ninja lady is in the attic.
Yeah.
And they're fighting. It was sort of Home Alone style.
Yeah.
And one of my neighbors said, "Oh yeah, by the way, that's me doing all the noises for the female actor." She was the one. She's like, "Yeah, for like 4 hours of and yeah, that kind of stuff." That was kind of hilarious.
That's hilarious.
Another thing I watched, was it 2023? 2024? Latest edition of Deathstalker.
Deathstalker.
Yes. And I have to say, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I watched the whole thing. Did it have the vibe that I like about the early Deathstalker films? I'm sorry, I didn't quite get there. And I think part of it, it was a little bit. Why would it make a difference? I actually don't know, but why would it make a difference? Whether we're talking about people making a fantasy action movie for purely mercenary, just want to make money kind of reasons, and so doing it in the cheapest way they can, but still trying to get a saleable result. And somebody taking on that posture a little bit wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Does the wink, wink, nudge, nudge bother me? Because the problem is, on the one hand, I love what, the Evil Dead movies were all about. But if everybody did that, would that get boring after a while? Yeah, it could. Yeah.
I don't know if it would get boring. It would just take away the uniqueness of it.
Yeah, and I think here's the problem: is I don't think it quite hit the piece that as bad as the Deathstalker films were, they had, I think, a sincere attempt to try to get you to imagine their universe, even if it was a stupid universe.
Yeah.
This film didn't try to get you to imagine the universe. It was just making jokes about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's sort of that's sort of the vibe I got. Now that maybe that's just me, but
You know, I don't think I've seen Deathstalker.
No, I mean,
are you serious?
I don't think so.
Look, here's the thing: if you've seen Deathstalker 1 or Deathstalker 2 or Deathstalker 3, you will have seen much of the same footage reused, because it really was that done on the cheap.
Did they redo it last year?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I was just describing.
Oh God! When did the 83 was the original then?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch this one then.
There are certain scenes which I swear have, in their way, inspired the imaginations of some of my favorite illustrators, which is part of the reason I like the original movies as much as I do. There are aspects of the second one that I think might have, you'd have to look at the timeline, might have inspired a little bit of the aesthetic of Dragon's Lair, the game. For live action films, they were doing something pretty ambitious and not very well. But to be fair, the things that they did well, they did really well. And the things they did not very well, I don't know if they keep you from. Well, no, actually, they're pretty. They can be distracting at times, but it's still great, you know. The latest one, maybe it'll grow on me. I think it was relying too much on it was a little too self-conscious, let's say. Which, you know, in this day and age is, of course, par excellence what you would do if you were making an exploitation film.
Yeah.
Hey, we have takes 1 through 17 for all these scenes. Let's just begin to do a sequel.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm assuming you're talking about Deathstalker.
Yeah.
Yes, I think he is.
Yes, there is much sleeping on the couch. People in the chat are concerned as to your well-being.
Oh yes. Well.
The Locke, by the way, he arrived on the plane and then arrived here, and then we went straight to the pub, and then we came back for the show. So, as amazing as the show is, but yes, there will be. Everyone is sleeping on the floor, including Lily. Good job.
So, New Year's resolutions. Any resolutions from you guys this year?
Oh, okay. Let me think. Not dying. I think for me that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a New Year's resolution. Don't die. Drink more beer. Although the youngins are not drinking as much beer, which is very sad. They're missing out. No, it's not sad.
Know. Is it?
Is it not? Is it more beer for us then?
I mean, I want to see the beer industry thrive, obviously. I enjoy craft beer as much as the next guy. But at the same time, I mean, I'm glad that the youth today is taking a more healthy approach.
What? Healthy.
I'm happy that kids today are taking a more health conscious approach to their lives.
Fair enough. Not
And
unreasonable.
maybe we did.
Yeah, that would not require a lot of work, but
Do you feel that we have become so old and inflexible as to have outlived our usefulness?
Would that be a joke?
oh no. I'm too wise and considered to reflect on usefulness as a measure of my merit.
The universe abhors a vacuum.
And
Whether it be a Dyson or a Hoover or
yeah, you never know. Yeah, exactly. The branding is just. I don't know. I don't actually remember the last time I made a New Year's resolution.
oh, me neither.
Like an
I'm
actual
not
one.
much of a resolution
No.
guy. I don't think they work.
I find that if you set a goal for yourself, and then it's possible that you might not reach that goal, and then you get depressed. So if you
That's
don't
true.
set goals, you'll never reach them. You'll never be a failure.
Actually, I do have a goal this year. Now that I think about it, not a resolution, but a goal is to.
Shane, your head's gone.
Is my head beamed out? Here, hang on a second. I gotta grab something.
Is it more beer?
No.
No.
Okay.
Shane's going to get something.
So, as you know, I have quite a few books in my life, but I've never bought a book considered to be a collectible before. So this year, it was at the bookstore that I like to go to. It is called the Bukowski Purdy Letters from 1964 to 74. So these are letters from Al Purdy, Canadian author that we all probably had in school, and Bukowski, who is a Los Angeles-based maniac.
Charles Bukowski?
Charlie Bukowski, yes. He it's this book cost me $140. And then I saw some online in worse shape for this exact run. This is the first edition of it, for like $5,000. So I'm tempted. But it's basically conversations between these two authors that, in my mind, are so incredibly different. They had a mutual respect for each other, and there's poetry that Bukowski wrote in these letters that, as far as I'm aware, I've never seen anywhere else. And it kills me because my first reaction was, what do these two authors even remotely have to speak about to each other in a like at all? So, but the goal is that I would like to actually purchase not more of this particular book, but I'd like to purchase more collectible books like this, because aside from books, I don't tend to collect a lot of things because I really find myself to be a completionist. So if I were to say that's textbook money right there, yeah, it totally was. But I needed to have it. It was my Christmas present to myself. But because ultimately I would like to collect a few more of these sort of real gems that are hard to find, but the goal associated with that is I'd like to make more money. So I want to make more money so I can buy a few more little treats like this to myself, because I think I deserve them. And besides, they're hilarious.
I like that thought.
Like, there's a letter in here from Bukowski to that's basically he says he's apparently loaded. The note on the letter is he's totally drunk out of his mind, and he's trying to write the word fuck over and over and over again, but he can't because he's too loaded. So he's writing "vuck" and then going "fuck me," but he just can't quite get the because I'm assuming that these are all written by hand. But anyway, yeah, totally. I think that would be my goal for the year is to make I'm not talking like billions of dollars, just a few more grand over the 12 months, and then be able to buy like a few little treats like that.
Well, that'd be nice. I'd like to win the lottery.
Now, what draws you to that? Is it that you're touching a piece of history, or is it explore that a little. Like, why do you dig it?
I think I dig it because some of my favorite books are, to kind of keep it in the letter realm. A number of years back, I purchased some books that had letters. It's called like Letters Home to Canada, where there are Kafefi. Letters Home to Canada, which basically were letters from Canadian soldiers that were overseas in different conflicts and writing letters back. And to me, that bit of history, to your point, is you have all these letters written by hand that talk about certain things. And then as time goes on, because this book goes up to soldiers in Afghanistan.
Okay.
When suddenly it's no longer handwritten letters, they're all emails.
Yeah.
And the language shift between the First World War and Afghanistan were very, it's very interesting just to see that sort of what people are thinking, what they're really concerned about. And then just kind of in the, more contemporary age, like it's absolutely fascinating to me. Like, being able to read someone's work, I think, is great. But being able to see what they're talking about just to other people, whether it's other writers or it's other people that they know, that to me just kind of gives you a bit more insight into who the individuals were. And I mean, Bukowski, for example, I've loved his work because he's like the street poet or whatever you want to call him. Like, there's a film, sort of a autobiography. Oh my God, I can't even speak. What is in this beer? But it is Barfly, which stars who's the guy that got punched in the face a lot? He was an actor, then he became a boxer, then he became an actor. Oh my God, he was Iron Man 2. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But about basically people that are of a certain level in society where they're at the bar all the time, and you have all of these people, these different characters that kind of like if Cheers was based in reality. Cheers was very much
Cheers depicted by Ralph Steadman.
Sure, there you go, perfect. So yeah, you've got that's the part that I really like. It's just that the being able to have not necessarily a conversation, but be able to see conversations that they had without behind the work kind of thing. So, I mean, he was also a major drunk and a lunatic, so hence why he couldn't write the word fuck over and over and over. But I would you'd never know that or see that little sort of insight into his life without if you were reading his general wealth of work. So, but so that'd be my goal. A little more money so I can treat myself a little more, because I don't really ever do that, and I really haven't for every so often. If there was like a new technology maybe, or a computer thing that I wanted, but to me that's different than
art,
something that lasts longer than tech, right? So that's just me,
right?
So I better go put this back in the plastic bag.
Put it back in the Mylar.
Put it back in the Mylar. Because yeah, we had a lot of I also got some really cool Star Warsy things that I'll show you later. But what about your goal? What's your goal for this year of 2026, which I still can't believe I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a toughie. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not that much of a New Year's resolution sort of a guy.
No, but not a resolution, a goal for this year? Something you wish to accomplish. Doesn't have to be a resolution, just some sort of thing you'd like to see yourself, a change in your life. I don't know, something like that.
I could work on this all night and still not get anywhere. But yeah, I think one goal that I know for sure that I have is that I want this next year to be more fun than the last year was. And I think that's down to me. I don't think that's something that is going to be what's going to happen so much as how am I going to approach what's going to happen.
Right.
Have more fun. That's kind of my thought.
That is probably a better way to describe
Noble.
it as well. Like, I want to have more fun. It just requires a little more cash. So.
Same. I want to have more fun. I didn't have much fun this past year.
Yeah, tell me about it. There's been so many, the last, say, 5 years. Actually, I want to say since the pandemic began, I think people relaxed a lot during the pandemic once the fear kind of went away. And it became more about, trying to figure out, where careers were going to go, what kind of, am I going to work from home for the rest of my life, sort of thing. But I think the undertone for the entire last 5 years has been way too much uncertainty and not enough.
Not that I expect that we're going to get much certainty this year.
No, I'm not saying no certainty in that sort of philosophical way, or like that scene we were talking about earlier from Star Trek. We should trust that the universe will unfold as it should. So, because ultimately, I mean, you look at all the stuff going on in the States right now, and it's depressing, but at the same time, there's not much I can do about it.
No.
So you kind of turn into Mad Magazine, sort of why worry? Because otherwise,
yeah, if there's no problem, if there's no solution, there's no problem.
Well, sadly, yeah. I mean, that's a lot of the way to do it, right? So, but not to be completely pessimistic or to just say, "Oh, fuck the world, I want to get off." It's just more of a, okay, well, yes, that's something I should be concerned about, but do I need to make sure I take my dogs out enough times today? Or, there's a lot of other things I could worry about that's probably a little more immediate to my existence. But yeah, I don't know. It's try to be philosophical about it, and I always kind of say in the back of my mind,
I don't think you can be.
No,
I don't think you can.
You can't be what? Philosophical about
it? It's like, I don't know.
Are you saying Spock is wrong?
I'm not saying that I think the phrase being philosophical about it is a good reflection of this, but you can certainly cheer the fuck up.
Yes, because I find that there are definitely a lot of people are, well, yeah, they're uncertain. Like as you were saying before, how do we have certainty?
Well,
but the reality is we don't.
Only the idiots out there thought that they were certain. Now they're just getting the bad news that they were wrong about that.
Exactly. Yes, that's actually a way better way to say it. Because that's the thing, is that we can't do much about a lot of things.
I would say that right now the uncertainty is far more palpable than it has been in 25 years.
Reality is setting in.
Chaos is a ladder.
Ooh. Oh, I like that. Chaos is a ladder. I'm writing that down.
You don't need to. It was written down by a Roman.
I know. This is the thing, right?
It was said by Ian Malcolm.
Well played.
Thanks.
Chaos is a transition, nothing more. That's true. That's very, very true. But yeah, I mean, this is the thing, right? Is that I guess dialogue online is where I encounter the bulk of, what people are feeling and thinking and stuff. And I don't like staying in a bubble. I like to actually like today, or sorry, yesterday. I had a client who brought up Charlie Kirk, and they wanted me to say something to the effect of what I felt about this guy, and I'm like, I didn't know him. I knew of him, but uh, it sucks what happened to him. It's terrible. But was
Is
he?
it?
Well, I don't. This is the debate, right? Like, because here's the thing: as much as people hated him or liked him or loved him or whatever, at the end of the day, this is still a person who got up in the morning, put their pants on, had whatever breakfast they would have, and did they deserve to be murdered by somebody with a long rifle or a long gun at distance? No, probably not. I mean, sure, if you thought he was an asshole, he still didn't deserve to croak like or be killed like that. I mean, at all. He was just somebody who had an opinion that people thought was shitty, and some people thought his opinion was great. But here my
Yeah.
point being is that I didn't know the guy, I didn't follow him, I don't actually really know who he was and what his rhetoric was. Um, but at the same time, just from a perspective of humanity, I mean, you don't shoot someone because you don't agree with what the fuck they say. Sure, if they say shitty things, but I don't know if he said a lot of shitty things.
Actually, that's normal human behavior for most of the last, 8,000 years of
Exactly.
recorded history. Like, that is exactly how we behave.
I know, and that's the sad part. Is that should we behave that way? But here's the thing: we're never going to change. It's always going to happen that way. There's always going to be somebody who feels as strongly as that dude who shot him, and there's not a whole lot anyone can really do about it. Um, but but my point being is my client was raving about how amazing this guy was. But I said I really don't know who he was. I didn't follow his stuff. I didn't understand. But the stuff that I've read post his murder sounds like he was kind of a dude that just kind of felt that free speech was awesome. So, whether he had terrible opinions or not is kind of
Oh,
left up to
I've got nothing against his opinions, or at least I don't know what they are. So I've got no point of reference, if you see what I'm saying. Yeah, no, I mean, what I'm just observing is that, like, if you're living in the United States, but the proliferation of guns means what? Like grow up. That's where you live. Deal with it.
exactly. I just point this comment out here. Uh, you're still allowed to make that choice. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Is that there are so many ways to deal with stuff, and do we want to create a society where everyone is being controlled or everyone's being? I mean, you think of like I don't know, Germany, Yugoslavia, Poland, uh, back in the early 40s, and a lot of that stuff happened, and no one really understood why, and they didn't understand what was going on, and but again, what could they have done? You had this militaristic society that came along and said, "You guys are bad, and we're going to kill you all." And a lot of the stuff that I've read from firsthand accounts are people who are sitting around going, "Holy, how is this happening?"
Well, Eva Braun had a lot to do with it, more than most people think.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell us more.
So you don't generally get this in most people don't want to blame Eva Braun for Hitler's behavior. But to be clear, until Hitler met Eva Braun, Hitler was kind of a nerd. And what Eva Braun was somebody who understood journalism at a pivotal point in history where journalism suddenly became propaganda in a way that it had never been quite as potent before. And so her catapulting, the Nationalist Socialist Party to its prominence was really, without her, that story doesn't happen. It's an interesting thought.
There's also a sort of as a different thought here. There's also a difference between that time and now. not from any perspective other than what I'm thinking, which is no one really understood, no one knew. It's kind of like, actually, I would say that probably North Korea is probably the best uh, comparison, because you have an area of the world where information is very difficult to get in and out, and so you have these black holes of knowledge of what's going on. But that's such a thing that doesn't happen as much as really hardly at all, I think, now with everything going on, because um, in the case of like somebody like Charlie Kirk, for example, everyone had access to what he would talk about. Everyone would have access to, because he had a foundation or society or something, where some sort of organization that he founded. So he had a large platform, but compare it back to the 40s to now, you have a high level of access to all of this information, where back in the 40s it would have been pamphlets or something, or maybe radio. But now we have the internet, so it's basically, no matter, I can go to the bathroom and fart, and it would be live streamed across the entire globe right now.
God, I hope not.
And that would start a cult, the Shane-topia Fartlesons. And but if I did that in 1940s Krakow, no one would ever know, except for whoever was about to punch me in the face because I was an asshole. So anyway, I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about anymore.
No.
But there you go. Yeah. Well, we've been online for a while. How are you guys doing?
I'm out of beer.
I'm out of beer too.
Yeah, I think that's where we are, gentlemen.
All right, then. We will see you all next time. And don't forget to drink good beer, subscribe to the show, do all the fun bell and tweaking. Don't do that.
Hopefully we'll be more energetic next week.
Yes, it's definitely, we're only like 10 days into 2026, and it's just one of those things. We like beer and we're old. So we'll see you all next time. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And don't forget, Alan is the sexiest guy on the planet.